Hello, everyone, and welcome to the episode 4 of the Off Rift podcast. I'm Mercury, joined by Vestion, and we've got Kevin this time around. We had someone from Ground Zero last week, so to balance things out, we've got someone here from CFO. The first super week of the year is done and dusted. We've got lots to talk about. As always, if we have time, we'll get to your questions in the answering machine. But to get into things, Kevin, welcome to the show. How have you been enjoying co-streaming the league this year so far?
Oh, LCP has been a lot of fun. I love watching LCP. The results could be, going a different way, but besides that, I think the level of the league is pretty good. It's good for watching like every match. There hasn't really been too many bad matches.
Well, I mean, this weekend was a little bit iffy overall. we'll get into
I
this
mean, it was
week's.
exciting.
Yeah,
It was
definitely
exciting.
exciting. We'll get into those matches later on, but I guess to start things off, probably as a representative, I guess, of CFO. Although how much say you have in the org, I imagine I'm not going to speculate, but lots of changes heading into this year. So how confident is the team on trying to at least get close to matching the dominance of last year's roster?
I mean, I think the dominance of last draws, I think it's hard, but I because like losing, JunJia Honky, I feel like is really hard to replace. So we try our best. I think Shadow, he's an LPL champion. He's pretty good. He did do well on BLG, in my opinion. I think it was better than Beishuan. And I do think Pongyong had really good laning stats in the LCK Challengers League. So in terms of like just mechanics, I do think we have a pretty solid team. The main problem right now is that language barrier, communication, and obviously like team coordination. Like you can see in like Hanwha, like Kanavi had issues adapting to the LCK style because he's played in LPL for so long. So it's kind of like that is very similar, where like Pong is used to LCK style and Shadow's used to the LPL style. So it will take some time. I do think we've been improving. We have less bad games, but we need to up the good games a lot more.
You guys have a pretty important match on Friday, a grudge match between the two of you that I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's a free
I
win
mean,
for
important
us.
for
So
him, but I don't know about me.
it's a free win for us. So it's pretty chill. No,
I
I
mean,
mean
you're
like
hoping
there
Ground
there is
Zeroes might get relegated.
there is no chance that by the end of this year CFO look as good as last year. I'm sorry, but like Shadow is just leaps and bounds. I mean, sorry, Ginger is leaps and bounds better than Shadow in terms of what he offered in the LCP. Because like I mean, and maybe it's a stylistic thing as you pointed out, but like it feels to me like the best comparison I can make is like Junja's a very selfless lover. Like he's doing a lot on the Rift, but none of it's really for himself. It's always benefiting, be it his top laner or his mid laner or his AD carry. But like he is doing so much for everyone else, whereas Shadow, and maybe it's by virtue of sort of the champions being played, is a lot more selfish. Where I don't think that he's necessarily the firepower that's going to like carry you. And I think jungle in general is not sort of the role that's going to carry you outside of like maybe, Malphite with an engage, which doesn't require that much gold, or Mundo hitting level 16. But like, it's not the sort of, okay, we've got 3 items on our jungler, we're going to win, right? Like we should be looking towards our AD carry to carry, our mid laner to carry, and on the off chance, depending on your top laner, you can look at the top laner as well. But I feel like Shadow is more of that carry style of jungler, which doesn't really fit in that well with just the meta currently, but also for my purview, how CFO has been successful like last year, right? Like they were successful off Hong Q carrying some games, they were successful off occasionally Rest or Driver carrying a game, or Doggo carrying a game. And I think like very much the same, this split is what they probably should need to look towards, and I don't think Shadow's offering that.
I think Shadow's doing a lot to help the team. I do think he's pretty good. I don't know about him being a carry jungler because I feel like for the games I watched on BLG when he was playing with Knight, I do feel like he was playing more towards what Knight needed, not the other way around. So I do think we were kind of recreating that. I think the biggest issue right now, when you point that out, is the fact that 2274 is a rookie and he
Or wasn't
has
he?
to learn a lot. Well, I mean,
Oh, doesn't he?
like our support jungle synergy is pretty important because last year when we had Jinja and Kaiwing, Kaiwing was helping dictate a lot of the early game because the Jinja wasn't really a shot caller at the start of the year, so Kaiwing really like took over that role. I mean, towards the end, Jinja was communicating a lot better and a lot more, but at the start of the year, it was mostly Kaiwing just like helping dictate where JunJia should be, where he should be, where they should be together. If they want to play around Dragon, like when to go ward, when to get prio. And 274 is still learning all of that. Cause he spent last year like practicing his shot calling. There's like shot calling in tier 2 in like PCS. So it's not really the same as like the LCP. Like the LCP is like a whole nother level. And
Well,
just like
kind of.
Honky struggled at the early of the year, I feel like it's expected for 274, especially like a support to like struggle with like communication. So,
But he
but I do
was
think like later on he'll get better at it.
he was doing it against DCG, who are currently sort of winning the league, right? So you still were getting decent practice in the PCS, and that's the one thing that's always been really good about
True.
the PCS, now the LCP, but for, the PCS region is the tier 2 has
Yeah.
always been relatively strong. Obviously lesser so when it was PCL compared to now, because just by virtue of being less teams in the LCP from the PCS, some of the actual people that could arguably deserve to be in the LCP are still playing in the PCS just because of the spots available. So I think he was getting good practice there. But like I agree, it's going to take him some time. But like he is struggling a lot more than Hongq was, like a lot more. But that again, it could be because of
But
like what
I would
JunJia
say
was
it's more
offering.
position. Like I feel like as a rookie mid laner, it's a lot easier when you have like veteran jungle support, like to help guide you through the laning phase. Like because like in my mind, support and jungle is usually the leaders of the team or the ones that dictate the pace of the game. And yeah, like I mean, we lost this DCG, but like I mean, Shalcy's like what 25, 26. He has like 8 years on 274 of like just
Yeah.
experience alone. Like it's really tough. There's no rookie supports in the LCP, right? Everyone's like been playing for like multiple years at least.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot
There's like barely any
harder.
rookies. It's just Florin and 2274. That's like the only two rookies.
Oh,
It
you're
is.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Those are the only two
Well,
rookies in the league.
50%
So
chance to get rookie of the year, right?
I think Florin's looking like it at the moment, but obviously, I mean,
Oh, okay, yeah.
we're in week 5, but like Florin has looked a lot better than 2274 so far. But I mean, in terms of CFO, I would be very, very surprised if they could even come close to the peak that they had last year. I don't like, and it's not necessarily a discredit to this year's roster. It's more of a credit to last year's, because again, like I've said this for the last how many years, Kevin? Now like 3-4 years, that JunJia is he just runs the region. Like he really, really has just been for the last X amount of years the best player in the PCS region. And I don't think anyone has come particularly close. Like obviously some people have had their games, right? Like there's been really, really good games out of Driver or Maple or Betty or whatever. But in terms of consistency, and you could just look at his trophy closet. I mean, since he came to the PCS, he won every single split, including the LCP. He has not lost a single time in the PCS.
He's won 7
LCP.
splits in a row, back to back to back. That's actually
Yeah.
kind of crazy when you think about it. 3 years
Yeah.
of just complete dominance from one player is actually
Exactly.
nuts.
And so, like, I don't think CFO are going to be able to recreate that, but I think, again, it's just a credit to JunJia more than it is a discredit to this year's CFO. They are starting as well at a much lower point than they started last year, right? Like, obviously, Split 1, that was the only loss they got last year, and it was against Team Secret Wales. This year, they've already had 2 losses, and even in the games they win, it's not looking as sort of clean and methodical as it was last time, right? Like the amount of hiccups that CFO and Split 1 had last year was kind of like, okay, Honkyu's being caught out on a side lane. And that is something that he struggled with throughout the entire year. But that was like really the only criticism of CFO for the most part was pretty much that. And like occasionally, like especially at internationals, Kaiwing would sort of do some stupid engage, and it would be like, okay, well, we've just thrown the game. But it was few and far between that there were many issues for them, and I think this year is going to be very, very impossible to try and recreate. But not only for CFO, for
I
any
think that's
team.
fair, right? I mean, like that last year's CFO was kind of like a miracle team.
Yeah,
I didn't
first time in
expect them
10
to do
years.
that good, like that quickly. Like the way they leveled up and improved so fast was kind of insane. I mean, I don't know if we'll get to that point again, like top 8 at Worlds, for example, or top 6 at MSI. But I do think that the pieces there are talented. Like I don't know if you want to call Pungyan a rookie because it's technically his first time playing in Tier 1 for a whole year. So
Yeah,
in
true.
that sense, like we do have like 2 rookies, a lot harder. Support rookie is probably a lot harder to integrate than like a mid lane rookie. And like last year's CFO was built around like Honkyu and the idea that we are gonna like make sure this kid can like perform. This year, like we didn't really build around 2274. it was just like we thought he was the better option, and we saw potential in him to grow. So we did try to like make sure he could like have a veteran jungler to help guide him through, and like Doggo's also a veteran, can help teach him how he wants to play lane phase. And 274 and Doggo are pretty in sync in terms of like mindset on the laning phase. Just execution wise, yeah, I do think there's a lot of work to be done.
Oh, there is. No, I got a question. I got a question for you.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw, obviously, on Twitter that you person released like that JDG trying to replace JunJia. They're trying to find like a new jungler. Now this is
Yeah.
purely from you, obviously not a CFO organizational standpoint, but just for you. If he became a free agent, would you want to try and reacquire him? So I think this is a pretty straightforward answer, personally, but obviously you know more intimately about CFO.
I mean, like, I do think like it would be kind of weird to just like change our plan during split one or whatever, or after split one. I'm not a big fan of just like roster changes like that, so I probably would say like no, like that. But that's like my gut reaction. But I don't know. Maybe after split one or two, things my opinion might change. But it's like in the middle of like split one, I don't really think about roster moves. Like I feel
Hmm.
like if you're already thinking about roster moves during your split one, you kind of failed the whole year project. Like that kind
Really?
of like
Because
shows that like you fucked up.
from my perspective, it's like, again, you touched on like 7 back-to-back splits, and he just becomes a free agent. It's like, well, it feels like you'd be stupid not to pick him up, right? Like even in JDG, I haven't watched every game, but like from what I've seen, he's playing perfectly fine. Like it doesn't seem like he's very much of an issue at all. So I don't know. I think it would be like, especially if he ended up without a team. Imagine JunJia is just like without a team for a year. Like that feels criminal.
Yeah.
That feels really criminal. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's big bad on JDG. I feel like a lot of people just blame him because of the way he plays around Honkyu to make
Mm.
sure Honkyu's doing well. Like it was kind of like last year where like a lot of people just praised Honkyu and
Yeah,
said like, oh, Honkyu's like the best player in CFO. When in reality, I felt like a lot of players played around to make sure Honkyu was comfortable so he can have those moments. You know, like yeah, like obviously if JunJia fucks up, he like fucks up, but I feel like a lot of times he was getting unfair blame for a lot of the mistakes that other players were doing, and he would just try to cover and play around those mistakes.
yeah.
I think you said you wanted to ask Ben a question as well in the pre.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So we were talking about like teams that will not make playoffs. I want to
Yeah.
know, why is Ground Zero not making playoffs?
Well, they are. They are. Like honestly, again, like MVK, they come out at the start of the split looking really good, and then by the end of it, they look like terrible again. Like they come out really creative. They've got these unique ideas in draft. Last year, it was like, okay, we've got this Caitlyn mid lane swap, and when everyone else was going top, it's like, okay, unique take on how to play the game. It gets figured out by the end, and then they're like, okay, they're back at square one almost. And so I think that much the same is going to happen here. I think like we're going to be able to, honestly, I think we'll be able to beat CFO as well. So I think we'll win both. But the most important one, even if we beat CFO, we still need to beat MVK, right? So it doesn't matter if we beat CFO, we still need to beat MVK.
Do you need
And
to
so
beat
that's like,
MBK if you beat CFO?
well,
I
currently we're
don't
both
think
2-3.
so, no.
We're both 2-3, and they're up in points because they've had a 2-0. So they are ahead in points. And if we beat CFO and then lose to MVK, then we'll both be 3-3 at best, in which case they almost certainly qualify. So yeah, we do regardless of anything need to beat MVK unless somehow SHG lose to DFM. If SHG lose to DFM, then it's like, okay, no concern.
Yeah.
I will
But
say-
we're assuming DFM is gonna go 0-7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
that's the expectation. So I'm like, obviously, I think SHG qualify, and so it's between like GZ and MVK. I think we'll beat MVK regardless. I think we're able to win both games. But the most important one is beating MVK, because if we lose that, regardless of if we beat CFO, we probably don't qualify. But I think beating them is pretty easy. Like to be honest, I don't think it's that difficult, right? Like their best player in my eyes has pretty typically been Kratos. I think he's been kind of that shining light. Maybe Shogun you could make an argument for. But I think again Shogun's sort of shining by the fact that they're getting really creative in the bottom lane. And Yijang's not going to like roll over and die to Kratos, like that. Like our strength is also our top jungle, and I think that is mostly the strength as well as MVK. I don't think they're going to be able to like manhandle us. I do worry about Jimmian because Cardi is quite a aggressive and strong laner, right? Like that is kind of where Cardi is best at, and it's kind of unique as well for the VCS to have a strong mid laner. But that's what Cardi is. I think his team fighting's not as amazing as like Dyer, for example, but his laning is pretty strong. And so I worry about Jimmian because he's been struggling a lot to sort of get through the lanes at the moment. But that's really the only concern I have. If Jimmian's, going through lane fine, I have pretty high faith in us to be able to take it out, and so we should just qualify for the playoffs. And then it's like at playoffs. I mean, the nature of this league currently is that it's just so close. Like I don't think I could pick a team that I think is going to win the split right now. Like Team Secret Wales would probably be who I have alongside DCG, but even then it's like, well, like DCG lost to Ground Zero. They almost lost to SHG. It's like fuck knows what's going to happen, man. It's impossible to know.
I will say, to play devil's advocate, Hawks is all of their losses have been 0-2. They've only won games in their 2 wins, so they do have there is that massive championship point difference between Ground Zero and Hawks. So what? Yeah. I mean, probably Hawks is going to beat Dead FM, I imagine.
Why do you keep calling them Dead FM? It's DFM.
I'm so used to casters on the international stage calling it Det FM, so I'm like, I just
I've never heard that said once.
Really,
Yeah,
it's just ingrained in my memory at this point.
I think they were called DET like FM.
Okay.
That was like a long time ago. I don't think it was the recent thing because they used to have like the sister team, but that was like we're talking like 10 years ago. So I'm not sure why he called it.
It's just ingrained in my memory at this point. And then obviously probably gonna lose to Garm unless it's like a major upset, but that's not impossible because MVK did it as well.
Well, again, I don't even think Garm are that much better than SHG at this point. Garm haven't looked that amazing, right? SHG have looked quite good, to be entirely honest. Like, what's Garm's strongest lane? Probably Kaya, and Evie's been completely smurfing top lane. So I can't go into that.
Actually playing really well.
Yeah.
I can't go into look at that series and be like, oh, SHG are just going to lose, because honestly, I don't know if they will. They've been playing really, really fucking good.
Yeah, you kind of convinced me. I'll give you that one. But yeah,
like, if they didn't throw against DCG, they probably would have won that series, or at least it would have gone to 3, and then who knows? But like, they were like 8k gold up, and then threw the game and lost.
Yeah,
it's like this team is fucking good, man. Like, this team is genuinely very good.
I think I'm excited to see how this team evolves, especially going further into the season as well. But I guess before we get into the recap of the week overall, though, a bit of news. Obviously, Driver said he's attempting to hit rank 10 on the Korean server. I hope he can get it, right? It was hard seeing him not get picked up. So I hope that, especially, I'll touch on it in a little bit, but I hope that he at least gets a PCS spot this year. Because it'd be a crime if not.
Oh, he's going to get a PCS spot if he wants it.
Yeah, it depends if you want it. Because, I mean, there's a lot of players that have, that are free agents. Like, all of PSG are free agents, right?
I think Benny's gone military is,
they could. Yeah, but it just depends on if they want to play in Tier 2 and climb back up to Tier 1. I don't know if players like Betty are interested in Tier 2.
Well, he's been playing for a while, it's probably maybe time he wants to stream or whatever. But on that, actually, on the military thing, are you guys getting your documentation in line to drop Doggo for Wako, or what's going on? He finishes his military in April, I believe. So maybe an upgrade in the horizon here for CFO.
What? Why would we ever change Doggo?
What?
Dude, what? Doggo's one of the best players in the league, if not the best.
Okay, he's not the best player in the league.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, he's the best player in the league.
This split.
If it's not a CFO player, who can it
be? This split. I think there's 2 arguments I have for this split. One of them is Dyer.
Yeah.
One of them's Dyer.
Okay.
No. One of them's Dyer.
Dyer's a good one.
Yeah, and I think the other one's Chelsea. I think those are my 2 picks. I think Chelsea's had one really rough game, which was that Karma game. They ended up winning, but I think he wasn't looking that great on the old Enchanter, but I mean, bro, every single
PCS support.
Yeah.
Every
single game that he played, his engage or hook champs, he's looked fucking incredible, actually incredible. So I think those would be my 2 picks right now for this split alone. Would be probably Dyer and Chelsea.
Okay.
You're saying Doggo's number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that cannot be right.
All right,
That cannot be
pitch
right.
it to us. Give us something.
Well,
I
mean,
need to hear
he's
this
the league's best
justification.
MC in the league, right?
The split?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I'm giving it to Eddie. I think last split, yeah, fuck yeah. Fucking oath he was. But this split, man.
he's top 2.
Look, it is too hard for me to call Doggo the best AD carry in the league when a lot of his scores look horrible, and I get that it's not his fault. He's playing with 2274, but like, you're still like what's a good way to put this? Like, who can I compare to like historically? Like someone in the PCS that had a bad support and still looked good, because there's been a lot of them. But anyway,
Betty on BYG when he had Karis.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Like Betty was still putting up numbers, right? Obviously, a much lower quality of league, right? So you're versing worse players, but it's still like I can't just completely be like, oh, 2274 is just inting Doggo, you know. I think like a player, especially what we saw from Doggo at Worlds, because I don't think Kaiwing's that amazing, right? I don't think Kaiwing's offering a lot of in-game skill. It's kind of, from my understanding, like the way he's able to communicate and navigate the game is what he offered. So I don't think I'm willing to give Doggo a pass on performing worse than I expect. As well as he kind of was the reason you guys lost to DCG. You know, flashing into DCG's base. I think if you didn't flash in there, you guys probably win that series. And admittedly,
I feel like he was doing that last year as well. The team was.
Oh, oath he was.
Like,
yeah, him and Betty are like always like that. You know, like they're very.
But like in my mind, like a good AD should always be trying to like push the limit and just see what he can get away with.
Okay, sure, but flashing into DCG's base is not that.
Yeah, okay, that was a bad play, but I just feel like overall Doggo has been like still the same, still very solid. Like
I agree, but I wouldn't think
like on the point of Kaiwing, I think Kaiwing is really good on certain picks. Like, you wouldn't see him on like Lulu Karma. Like, obviously, Kaiwing Lulu Karma's ass. You should never play it. But like, if you give him his like tank supports, I do think he was like the best support in the league on his like tanks. Like the way he finds like good engages and angles, I feel like no one else was doing anything like that last year.
I mean, there was definitely, I think, like Taki at times. Taki on Bard last year was horrible, but like, you know, Taki's engaged supports were looking good, and Alio as well. But anyway, I agree Kaiwing's good. Yeah. I agree Kaiwing's good, but like I don't think Kaiwing's amazing is what I'm saying. Like I don't think he's like, you know, like he's not the big difference maker in the bot lane when it comes to Doggo's performance. But like and I think like obviously I agree with what you're saying that AD carries need to have that sort of cerebralness about them where they can try and look for something aggressive to like break open the game. And that's kind of why I have Eddie above him, because like Eddie's been doing that pretty consistently this split, but without the backfall of kind of costing the game. I think that
I think Eddie getting to be able to coast because of his till Dire just being so good together. Like TSW has the best mid jungle duo, and it doesn't really matter how Eddie does in lane. He could just be even, and then just get to a team fight and just win, because his mid jungle is what's dictating the early part of the game. Like, I think his till Dire are just like the best duo right now.
Yeah, who do you have second? Because I think DCG are probably second.
But like the problem is like after that, like everyone has like a weak spot, right? Like because like
Pop 9 and not being able to click backwards.
Yeah, like Pop 9 is kind of. I think Hungso's mega. Like he could be better than Dyer individually, but as a duo, like because of the fact that, I mean, Pop 9 has some like really terrible moments, dude. Like there's some moments where I'm just like, what
it's so
fuck,
beautiful,
dude?
Man.
I mean, he's been playing a lot better overall, like a lot better than I expected, but every once in a while, dude, you'll have that moment where it's just like, dude, is this guy?
It's hard as a DCG fan, I'll tell you that much.
It's so classic, man. This has just been like, it's what he's been like the last 3 years. He hasn't changed.
He hasn't changed.
It's so good, but that's good. Like that's why DCG are like the ultimate VCS team. You know, like they actually are just VCS style team. And I think
the good thing is that Fearless is there, so now his coach can't make him play Sejuani 3 games in a row.
Yeah, oh my god, man. I still can't fucking believe that happened. I actually still can't believe that happened. I haven't done that. Do you know what's crazy as well?
That shit blows my mind, dude.
Yeah, do you know what's crazy as well? I think it was in week 1. Do you remember, it must have been 2024, DCG, how like there were like 3 different games where they click a blast cone and it just loses them the game on the spot? It happened in week 1 of the LCP this year as well. I was like, fuck me, they don't change. Like, it doesn't matter if the whole roster's been blown up. The fact that 665 or Pop 9 is still there, they're still doing like just completely Giga sending it on Vi into an immediate death and lose the game. We've clicked the blast cone and ended up in the middle of 5 people. It's like this team somehow makes the same shit happen. It's so good.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Pop 9's and Scrim's going like, yo, we can use the blast cone to get certain angles. Look how effective it is. He does it once, it looks good. And then the next 9 times he does it, it looks like ass. But he's like, dude, that one time though, we aced him and won the game.
Well, Shunn
Like,
took
I'm
lessons
sure
from
that's
him.
what's happening.
Shunn took lessons from him in game 1 against fucking DFM, bro. He's like, my Azir and Varus are just walking to a fight that for some reason we started 3v5, and Shunn's like, right on the blast cone into the middle of 4 people, insta-dead. It's like, oh my fucking god, we can't be for real right now.
It was a great moment for DFM though. Besides that, I mean, it was a horrible train wreck for Ground Zero.
I mean, to be honest, like, we should have won that game, but like, also, I think there's a level of ego that the Ground Zero fellas have, you know, like just willing to give over the Nocturne Orianna to Citrus, who we know will pick Nocturne the second he can get it. And like, it's a Korean mid laner. You know, he's gonna play Orianna if he can.
I mean, Ejong playing Sion blows my mind. I'm like, dude, you're playing against Momo. You have to play carry.
Yeah, and then
like,
bro, he was winning lane.
He was winning.
He was winning lane as Sion versus fucking Rumble. It's like, okay, let's just pick this guy carries, man. Like, why are we?
Well, like, he's winning lanes, but like in team fights, some of his Sion ult.
Oh, they were fucking atrocious. They were so bad.
But like, okay, no, I mean, like, look, I love Momo, but yeah, he's terrible, and everyone wins lane no matter what they pick or play. Okay, if Ejong played like Sona top, he probably would still win lane, but that's not the point. The point is that he needs to carry this team. Him and Husha are like the best.
Yeah.
Like, if he's playing tanks and it's just Husha, that team cannot win. They'll find a way to lose. They'll find a way.
Do you think Shunn is worse now in comparison to CFO, when he was on CFO in 2023? Do you think he's worse now? Because I can't tell if he's worse now or he's just being pressured by the fact there's better AD carries. Right? Because he was only really contesting Wako in 2023.
So, from my personal experience, like talking to Shunn, seeing Shunn play, I do feel like he levels up to this level of his support. Like, if you remember in like 2023 when he played with Stay True, he didn't look that good. Then Xiaoxi comes in and he looks a lot better. He plays with Sword Art, doesn't look that good. And then he plays with I guess in FAK he had like weird supports with Eminem and Koala. But he looked better with Koala in my opinion, but I don't know, dude. That team was I think it was kind of weird, but I mean, I don't think Orca is at the level. Like, Orca is learning, like his communication is a lot better than before. Because before he just would not talk and just play the game like solo, which for support is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But apparently that's how they function with Chris Scotta on DCG when Orca was there. So that's just the style he's like used to. Is like, oh, shut the fuck up, you're support. And he's like, oh, okay, so I just won't talk. But then like every other team he joins is like, wait, why aren't you talking? You're the support. And he's like, oh, but that's just what I'm used to. So I don't know. I mean, he's a lot better now, like, cause like he was on CFO for a bit, so I did get to see him and listen to him talk. Yeah, I think Shunn 2023. Maybe he's worse, but in 2023, I don't know who I would say was a good AD carry.
Wako.
Okay, Wako. Okay, sure, Wako.
But that was like that's what I mean. There's like kind of only Wako contending with him, right?
Yeah.
Chris Scotta was actually a good AD carry. Chris Scotta was. Because that was the year he was AD carry.
Yeah.
Cause I still remember that fucking like 48 or 50-minute banger between CFO and DCG. That was like it was a 4-game series. It was 3-1. I think you guys ended up winning. But it was like just game after game went to 50 minutes, man. And it was crazy. And it was like, yeah, it was one of my the favorite games I've ever casted actually. And it was like Shunn was on Vayne and Chris Scotta was on Kai'Sa. And it was just an absolute fucking shit fest. It was so good.
Yeah. I think Shunn's been like, I don't think he's like the worst performing player. Obviously, I'm like Jimmy is struggling more, but there are some moments where Shunn just like runs it down.
Possibly. I mean, like, I think Julian's had quite a lot of good games, to be fair. Like, to give him credit, I think, like, his Akali's been a lot better this year comparative to Chiefs. His LeBlanc's been really good, though we've only played it twice. The Azir, though, we might need to put the chicken in the bag.
Yeah.
Keep it
I mean, my argument was always like that. Yeah, Jimmy would get kills, but I would never feel his, like, impact in the games. Like, he would get ahead, but, like, when you see other like good mid laners get ahead in lane, you feel like like when he was
Mm.
playing LeBlanc, he was kind of like invisible. Like he had
Really?
like
Nah.
2,000
Bro,
gold, he did nothing for 30 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes of the game, he just pops off and like wins.
yeah, but I think that's
I think
somewhat
that
like
was against
LeBlanc.
DCG, right?
Yeah, that was against DCG. That was game 2.
Yeah.
And but like that game was like there were a lot of fights that they were only not losing because of him. Because everyone was behind. He was the only person not behind on the team. So like it's really like LeBlanc's not the kind of solo carry champ, like she just isn't.
Well, I mean, if you're up like 2K gold, you should be like a solo carry. Because if you compare,
Yeah,
if
but
you watch, I think, yeah, if you watch that game, the first 30 minutes compared to the last 5 minutes, because it was 35-minute game, like you could see the difference in like how LeBlanc should be playing.
yeah, sure. I think the issue was like he was up like 2 or 3K gold, but their team was still overall down gold. Was the issue. Like they were down like 4K gold as a team. It was only Jimmy ahead. And it's really, really hard to play LeBlanc from behind. And of course he's ahead of his lane opponent.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can see that. But like even then, right? Like it's like against the champs that we say, it was a Wukong, I think, that game. I can't remember the
But like
top
he wasn't
laner.
like applying the pressure that I feel like a fed LeBlanc or strong LeBlanc should be applying.
Maybe,
Like
but he was
compared
like
to like a
spending
better
time in
mid
the side
laner.
lane. He was like spending time in a side lane, but I do think they overgroup a little bit too much. But like that was still while Ground Zero weren't living together, like that was
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
and it was week 1, so like I'm okay to forgive it. Like same as CFO, they're looking. I mean, especially in week 1,
I
they
do
look really
think
rough.
JunJia has improved since the Chief days.
Chiefs, yeah. Oh, it's infinitely.
Oh yeah.
Infinitely.
Him just speaking like Mandarin, like Chinese, and not having to speak English
Yeah.
with like a bunch of other people that can't speak English is like he looks more comfortable.
Mhm.
Like Husha also looks more comfortable, right? Like him and Izong have been playing like really, really well.
They have.
It's kind of like how Levi and Kiaya was like kind of OP. That's
Mhm.
basically what you're getting out of Ground Zero. If the other members can like step up, I do think Ground Zero can be a really solid team.
Yeah.
And yeah, like they had like the gaming house issues, and obviously like there's a lot going on, but so I'm not worried for Ground Zero in the long term. Like by split 3, they could be a top 3 team, but split 1 and 2, I do think Jimmy needs time though. Yeah,
they're going to Brazil,
I do think
buddy.
he needs time.
Ground Zero going to Brazil.
You're just saying that because you want to go to Brazil.
Dude,
I'm
is there
scared
a
of
town
Brazil.
in Taiwan called Brazil? Is that what you're referring to?
You're the one
Because they're
that
not
lives in
going to the
Taiwan,
country.
bro.
They're not getting on a plane. They're not going anywhere in split
Yeah, they
1.
are. They're off, bro. Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. Off they go, mate. And CFO can watch from home. That's going to be a new feeling for Doggo.
Ooh.
Dude, you're Ground Zero's struggling to make playoffs.
I am excited for Friday.
They're making it, man. It's not a struggle, bro. I've told you. They have a contract signed. Like the players have a contract that every single series has to go to 3. That's why DFM won game 1. Because like when it comes to getting your sponsors out, right? Like
Stage
the sponsors
time.
are going to look at stage time. They're going to be like, holy fuck, no one compares to Ground Zero. They're just going 40-minute games, 3 games every single series. It's like they've got like double the stage time of the next team. It's like, fuck yeah. Put my, hey, here, have some money, put my sponsor on. It's good. It's good marketing practice. I respect it. That's the hustle right there. It's time to lock in. We'll give CFO a game. We'll give CFO a game because, again, we want to go to 3.
Okay,
yeah, so we'll give you a game. But don't expect it to be 2, buddy. Yeah, don't expect it to be 2. Bro, this Rest guy, he's like 1 foot in the door of the retirement village in comparison to Yijang, bro. It's so crazy. It's night and day. It's night and day. Yijang's going to spank this guy around.
Like rested, then maybe I'll give him credit.
I'm going to pick Rek'Sai, bro. I'm going to pick Rek'Sai. Just wait. I guarantee
what are you talking about?
You guys are going to get so scared. You guys are going to ban Yijang's Ambassador like pussies.
Dude, you do this all the time.
Right
You're so delusional. He's not going to pick Sion into rest and just be like Bing chilling in the top lane doing nothing? Is that your plan?
Like, no. I'll have a personal word with Skywalker and tell him no Sion, mate.
Okay.
We're getting Riven, Ambassador, Gwen, Rumble, because he's got an addiction to that Rumble champ.
Wait, a little bit, Riven.
Yeah.
Why would he ever play Riven? He's a Riven one trick that never plays Riven.
He needs to bring that shit back. I'm telling you.
If I tell Rest you're playing Riven, he will lock that in and pop off.
Oh, please tell him.
He's not scared.
Please tell him.
He's not scared.
Please tell him.
He's not
This
scared
guy's
of Rest.
hands. This guy's hands.
Of Evie.
Oh my
He's scared
god.
of everyone, dude. Is he
Yijang's
okay
hands
against Rest?
put together are younger than one of Rest's hands.
Okay.
This guy is an old ass man. Old ass man. And Yi Jung's gonna come. This is Yi Jung's hood, buddy. I'm just telling you right now. This rest guy, like he needs a rest after that series. I'll tell you.
Dude, Ejung doesn't know what it's like to win. Rest up.
Hey. Yeah. Okay. Now, well
He
done,
spent
rest. You got
entire
carried
year
by JunJia,
losing.
buddy. You got carried by JunJia, rest. Well done. What about
He
the 2
won
years
before
before
Jinja
that?
showed up.
What about the 2 years before that? How much did rest win? Womp womp.
He won
Womp.
he's won at least once as CFO. I think he won another time like J Team or something.
I said them 2 years, bro. I said 2 years prior.
Okay, and
PSG
Ejung?
won all of them. What
about
Ejung? Didn't
Ejung?
need to win. Ejung didn't need to win.
he just
Ejung-
he just wanted to lose. He just
Yeah,
wanted
well,
to lose.
Yijung's got way more years left in him. Rest is
Oh,
on the
okay.
back end. He's on the
Makes sense, makes
Bro,
sense. I mean, he
the-
lost to Evie in 2024. He's gonna lose.
Rest
to,
didn't
he
even
lost
make
him
it
again
that far.
2026.
Rest didn't even make it that far, bro.
What do
They
you
got
mean?
eliminated against
He was
Evie
winning
in
when he was
2024.
Okay.
In 2024, bro, where was Rest in that playoffs? Womp womp, like 6th place. 6th place. You barely did better than the Oceanic teams.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? The Oceanic teams didn't even make it that far.
Exactly, but you only got there in a
Dude,
technicality.
nobody can name the 2 Oceanic teams that made it.
What, Bliss and Ground Zero?
Ground Zero, Bliss, yeah.
That doesn't count, dude. You just made those names up. Those aren't real orgs.
Yeah, because I remember because like CFO, we came second in the regular season. We came second. Woo! Free buys in the second round of playoffs. Womp womp, lose first round. Unreal, bro.
Wait, in 2024?
Yeah.
No, split one, we were number 1 in playoffs. We beat FAK 3-0, and then we lost to
I'm talking about
PSG
split two.
03. Split
I'm
2.
talking about
I
split
don't
two.
even think we.
Yeah,
No, we had to play in play-ins, so we had to go. We had to play
you didn't.
against the Japanese team.
Oh yeah. You didn't get those teams, did you? You just got the Japanese teams. Because Ground Zero. Wait, no. Bliss beat Frank, and then Ground Zero beat a Japanese team
Senkoku,
and
yeah.
JT.
J
Dude,
team.
whatever, man.
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that they bring up ancient history like that is so
Well, I have
cringe,
to.
dude.
It's Rest.
Dude, it's
He's
the year
ancient.
2026. Okay? So Rest was winning championship while Ejung was still in his diapers.
Okay, Rest
That
was
just
not
shows how
winning
good
championship.
Rest is.
Rest was the 3rd best top laner on his team, and there's only 2 top laners on it. JunJia
What are you
Sejuani
talking
top.
about?
I've seen it in solo queue, man. I've seen this guy play the Sejuani top in solo queue, Ignite Teleport. I've seen it. Rest was the 3rd best top laner on that CFO roster last year. Like, that is just embarrassing.
I didn't plan this, but I want to ask now. Both of you guys, you're in the call right now. CFO versus GZ. What will you do? What would you want the other one to do if you win?
I want Kevin to go bald.
I want Vestion to grow his hair out.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
It's tough because this guy's been whining on and on about getting a haircut recently, so it might be tough to make him
I
grow his
can't
hair
afford
out.
one anyway, so it's all good.
Oh yeah,
You know
you
what
got
I
those
do?
little
It's
fairy
free.
dust dollars.
Go get them at my beard trimmer and just fucking straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
That
give
could be
yourself
fun.
a mullet.
No, I'm actually excited.
Oh.
To be honest, like, again, I think the league is so fucking close that realistically, I actually don't know who will win. Because I think, like, you know, if CFO show up, I mean, if, like, if Ground Zero show up, right, and they look as good as they did in Game 1 against Team Secret Wales, for example, it's like, well, they probably can just win the series. But will they be able to do that? Fuck knows. And, like, CFO have not looked that clean either. You know, like they've had
Yeah.
some good games, don't get me wrong, but they've had some fucking shockers as well. So, you know, no, like it's
The
like,
fact that it's a 50-50 between Ground Zero hurts to say, but I do kind of agree with your point.
yeah. It's like both
But-
teams have just been really inconsistent. And like the
Yeah.
worst part is both teams can be up like 4K gold and you still can't trust them to win. It's happened to both
Yeah,
of them.
Ground
Yeah.
Zero and CFO. I mean, some games I think CFO are really good. Some games I think it's really bad. It's basically
and
the same
same
Ground
for,
Zero.
Yeah, same for Ground Zero.
Like you can have like games where you lose to like DFM or SHG, but then you
Mm.
like pull out like miracle wins against DCG, who's looked like really clean. Like
Yeah.
DCG has only lost to Ground Zero. Like that's mental to think about. Like they beat like hang on. Yeah, they beat like basically every team except for like CFO and Vikings, MVK.
Yeah,
But like their only loss is just randomly to like
SHG.
yeah, it's just cringe. It's
Yeah, I
just,
mean,
like it blows my mind, dude.
The league just doesn't
Blows
make
my mind.
sense. I think looking at it though, the teams I do think are the best are just Team Secret Wales and DCG. I think they are, and it's not by a large margin. It's not like CFO last year. It's like, okay, these teams are probably slightly better than everyone else. And like, to be honest, it's probably because they're the two teams that are most similar to last year's roster. Like, actually, like they've
Yeah,
essentially.
Secret only changed support and
MVK as well. MVK's only changed support too. But like,
no, MVK changed. They have a new mid laner.
Yeah, they picked up Shawnee as well. Yeah.
Using, but
I guess,
they're mostly using Cardi. They're mostly using Cardi.
Yeah. No, I was thinking because they got put in styles. I was thinking.
No, they've got like 800
right.
subs. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
Shogun came back for some reason. So you're right. They only changed support.
Yeah, and so like I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. Like MVK looking like they did last year, right? Really, really good at the start, where they can be creative and no one knows what's going on. They fall off a little bit once people can sort of predict what's going to happen, and then Team Secret Wales mostly stayed together. It's like obviously they lost Taki for Alio. Taki
BA.
for Alio. It's like
no, for BA.
Honestly, it's for BA. Sorry, for BA. It's like honestly,
put some respect on his name. He's doing well.
Very, very similar. I don't notice any substantial difference between the two. They play the same champs. They both play really well. Whatever. And ultimately as well, Eddie's already played with Beer in the past. Same can be said, of course, for Artemis and Taki. So it's like, all right, whatever. You've just slotted another a really good Vietnamese support in. And then for DCG, obviously, they've just got the same 5 people. 6 if you want to include Zhao Zhan. So it's like, okay, well, they spent the whole year together. Sure, there's still some glimmers of like being, for the tier 2 issues. Like, their series against Ground Zero is a good example. But ultimately, they have looked the cleanest out of every team.
Yeah, I feel like every team has like some glaring issue, right? Like Gam has mid jungle issues. I mean, like Ground Zero's still like working on their bot lane and mid lane incorporating. Yeah, like CFO, mid support. I feel like every team just has like some flaw. There's no like, it's not like split 3 CFO where it's like it felt like it was unlosable.
Yeah.
Like I will say like besides that one PSG series where we had the reverse sweep, I kind of was bored with LCP. Like
that was split 2.
Actually fake. Yeah. But I mean like for split 2 like onward. Besides that one series, I kind of wasn't worried about CFO ever losing. Like it just felt like it was unlosable.
Yeah, it's just the JunJia insurance policy. Obviously, everyone else playing well too, but like when you have like most of the players that you'd say are the best in the region and JunJia, it's like, oh, whatever. Yeah. I think like the only lane really you'd make an argument that they didn't have the best in slot would probably be top, because I think Kaya at the time was playing probably like the best top laner, but outside of that, like JunJia was the best, Hongkyu was the best, Doggo was the best. Ultimately, I think between supports, there's arguments to be made for lots of people. I don't think Kailing was well and truly.
I thought we had like the best in every position. Like top lane is just. It's hard to say like, oh, Driver's better than Kiaya when you place half the games, you know what I mean? So it's hard because you look half as bad and half as good.
I think part of it is like Kiaya was the major win condition for Garm, and he was being able to do that. So it's like, I think naturally I just give it to him because of the what he has to do in the game.
But like towards the end, I thought CFO just had the best players in every position, just playing the best macro, just had the best drafts. It just felt like unlosable, but now it feels more interesting. Like I don't think there's any team that, like honestly, dude, like I know we were joking and like bantering, but I do think Ground Zero actually could make first stand. Like I just feel like that's the level.
I think anyone can.
We're at right now.
There's actually like everyone except DFM could make first stand.
Everyone besides DFM. If someone told me like, oh, this is how they're gonna make, how they're gonna win LCP, I could probably listen and believe like, I can see a world where SoftBank like. Actually, I don't know. They're LGL, so but I can see a world where they actually make top 2, at least.
Who's this?
Like I feel like the top 2 teams in this league is like it could be anyone.
I agree.
The Wales and Deep Cross look the best, but like
it's not by a massive margin.
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
there's some moments where I'm just like, what the fuck? This is supposed to be a top team.
The series we beat them, they threw 2 like 5k gold leads in a row.
Yeah,
that's how they lost.
Yeah,
it's like okay, well. It's like you can't be doing that. And now there's like they're at the very top of the standing. It's like Jesus. But like I mean it's still split 1, so like there's always gonna be some like shenanigans and like teams aren't gonna look that amazing, right? Like that's acceptable, a lot of roster moves, but still I think it's a lot worse than last split. I think Talon and CFO and split 1 were much more solid than any team we have at the moment.
Yes. I do think the level of the league has improved overall.
Yeah, I think the level of the league's improved overall, but I think the top 2 teams for split 1 was higher last year. Because I think like Talon with all the veterans was just like naturally coming in.
Yeah,
They didn't
Talon
really have
was
to
really
work
strong.
on. They didn't really have much to work on, right? Like you just had, what was it, like Fofo, Betty, Casa,
I guess it's
Arja,
been a
Woody.
year ago, but like I could talk about it. But yeah, we scrimped PSG a lot before Split 1 started, and they 6-0'd us like a few times. So we
Yeah.
were really going like, oh shit, like PSG is just gonna win Split 1, and we'll have to work on winning Split 2 and 3. But
They
eventually,
fell
like
apart.
something just clicked, and everyone just like played so much better. We just started smashing everyone.
Oh, it sounds like they fell apart too, right? Like from what
Yeah, I mean
I
they probably
understand,
had
it's pretty
issues
early
too.
on. Yeah, but I mean, regardless, I think like overall league's higher, but that's like maybe in part because Chiefs are gone. But like to be honest, maybe DFM are worse than Chiefs were last year. Like it's actually
I
hard for
think
me to tell.
honestly, Chiefs probably was better than DFM
I think so
than
too.
last year, but I feel like the other 7 teams have improved more than DF
Because
or
the one thing about
overall, I
Chiefs
guess.
is like their early games were usually pretty close, and they'll just get out macroed and lose. Whereas DFM
Yeah.
are just getting shed on and like two of their lanes. I think Keen has done a pretty decent job. Like he's usually even, if not winning, in mid. But outside of that, everyone else is kind of just losing. So it's like, okay, well, we're not even really
Yeah.
contending.
I think Citrus is playing as well as he can. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is when you have perma losing top and like basically perma losing bot, it's really hard to play the game.
Oh, as a
So
jungler, yeah.
yeah, I mean DFM has been putting him on shit jungles, but when he plays like is not gonna look good. His Jarvan has good moments, but
I think
he
he just
has to
needs to
play
go
something
back
that
to
can
his
give him.
assassins, man.
Yeah,
Like I
I
really
I
think.
agree. I've been
I
saying
think
like
it's
just
just
pick Zed Talon, just like run the game and whatever happens happens.
for me. It's like, why are we trying to play the same style as the other teams when we're just losing every game? Like, why don't we just
Yeah,
go in and play? Well, I mean, we already know Citrus is good at them. We saw that last year, right? Like, it's not a
yeah.
surprise that he's good at these champs. So
That's
just
how DF beat like Chiefs and SoftBank is just Citrus
SH, yeah,
Arya, and like
exactly.
Citrus picking his whatever the fuck he wanted. You
And to be
know,
honest, Keen looks perfectly good. Well,
yeah,
I
he
think
looks
Keen's
fine.
been looking really good. I don't think he's as looking as good as Arya, but like, who knows? By the end of the year, he might be. Like, he actually looks
I,
decent.
I feel like King doesn't lose lane, but I don't really feel like I've seen him like win as much as Arya, for
I mean, that's
example.
true, but his whole map is losing.
Yeah,
You know, there's a lot of
obviously it's
the
like
entire
yeah,
house is on fire. It's really
he's
hard to
basically
like,
just trying to like turtle and not get fucked and just
yeah.
accumulate as much gold as humanly possible.
I think he is the out of mid laners in the LCP. He has the highest CS per minute, which is like on a losing team is pretty impressive. I think. You know, like obviously
I
you
mean,
lose
at
your
the same
inhibs and you're
time, he never
feeding, but
leaves lane
yeah, but like
because I
you
mean,
can't.
yeah, yeah, so like
So what
I completely
are you gonna
understand.
do, bro? Row bot and
Like
die
that's
with them?
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
other mid laners have to go help top, mid, or jungle, whatever,
yeah,
right? He's like, well, I can't help anyone. I'm just
yeah,
helping myself. I'm just gonna
yeah,
1v2,
fair.
1v3 mid. Doesn't
Yeah, it's not like
matter.
he can
I'm
go
not
roam
leaving.
bot. He can't like roam
Yeah,
bot and
he's not
dive. You
roaming,
know,
but
like
like,
it's just like, yeah,
I don't know if he can roam. Like every time they try to make a play, it seems to go to shit. So
yeah,
I mean, the one time they beat, like, yeah, when he beat DCG, it was just basically had a shitload of gold, and you
yeah,
guys
true.
made a bad play, and they just did a lot of damage.
Hmm.
Like that's about it.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know, dude. The FM looks rough.
yeah, it does. And unfortunately, I know that feeling all too well. But
Yeah.
they have SHG to look to now, the Japanese fans. So like that is a positive. You know, like a team is
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
looking reasonably successful this year.
Yeah, absolutely. As we head into like I guess a bit of a recap of week 3 overall. We talked a bit about some of the teams now. DCG and Team Sigwell's locked for playoffs. DFM is out, confirmed.
Again. Sorry, just
Yeah. So
DFM.
the fun thing is, now that they're out, maybe they can use these next 2 series to actually put Citrus on some assassins. Maybe do some upsets. Maybe play spoiler a little bit. Who
It's
knows?
too late now.
yeah,
Like
I think
the
that.
point of doing it is to win.
Yeah, no,
It's
100%.
Yeah,
like
like why wait until you're eliminated and then like, oh, I
yeah.
guess we might as well do something else. It's like, dude, you should have known week 1. Like, you should have known
The,
Yeah.
preseason.
the thing is, like the way you're like wording that, Mercury, is like now they can just for fun. But I think this is actually
Not
for
necessarily for fun, but
them.
like
It's like
actually experiment and prepare on stage, I guess, for Split 2. Because even though they're out,
what's
the games do
by the
matter.
time Split 2 comes, the meta could be entirely different. You know, it might be AP junglers. So
Maybe.
it's like
I mean, we'll
it's
see.
like
Based on the patch notes, it looks like it's about to be about a bit of the same for at least playoffs. Probably for first stand as well. Maybe they make some changes afterwards, but I think
we'll
the
have
way
like
the
3 patch
meta,
notes
yeah,
between
but
now
like
and then.
the way
I
the
mean,
meta
game will be completely
is.
different, or could be completely different. Like
Yeah.
right before first, and got rid of lane swaps, or like
Yeah.
they just changed like so much of the game, like
Yeah.
just whenever they feel
It's
like it.
it's
Like
pointless to
DFS
like.
problem just needs to be like Momo needs to like get better. Like Kaku needs to be on his like good champions, and like
You know
Citrus needs
what?
to like actually step up and perform.
Okay,
He can't
like
be like a team player.
why did this team not just put Kaku in mid and get a Korean AD?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I was
Like,
wondering too.
what was that? What was that guy that I forgot his name now? The one that got put out on loan for
Denver.
Dino. Yeah, why didn't they? That guy was a beast, bro. That guy was
Yeah.
so good at AD carry. You know, like
I
surely
don't
it's better than
know.
because like Kakun's
I
a mid
mean,
laner, right? And he's
yeah,
not
Kaku's originally a mid laner, but I wouldn't say he was a very strong mid laner.
right, but like you're
So
still
like,
dealing with Japanese talent. Like
yeah, yeah. I
not to
mean,
try
that's
and
the
be
thing. Yeah,
disrespectful, but like it's the same as Oceania, right? Like you have to have a certain amount of Japanese players, and it's like okay, well right now we have a Korean mid laner and a mid laner filled on AD carry. Like even though he's played it for a year, right? He clearly hasn't slotted in the way Chris Carter did, to mid lane,
yeah.
right? Like it's just he hasn't seen like really any level of success. Outside of when they started beating SHG, but even then that was mostly Aria and Citrus. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Obviously,
I mean,
they've worked it out
GMing is a
between them,
lot
but
harder in LGL, so I don't know. Like I think it's really hard to like be making teams in the LGL, but I also do agree. Like I don't understand why you don't just get a Korean AD carry that knows how to play AD carry and
especially in
can
this
play with the
league, by the
gang.
way, like this league's ads are so good. Like actually, that is by far our strongest lane.
Yeah.
Like I think it's not even close.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was thinking top lane actually. Now that Evi's been performing well, like
yeah,
there's
maybe, but
7
like
top lanes that are solid.
yeah, sure, but then like you've got like I just think most teams their carries are typically the bot lane. Like Doggo's one. I think Shunn's
Yeah.
not. But like, so we got Doggo, Eddie, Artemis can, he can certainly
Artemis
carry
can definitely
games.
pop off. We
Shogun
experienced it.
definitely carries games. Who else am I missing? Fung less so, I guess. But like, I mean, his Israel against you guys was eventually good. It took a, hey, it wasn't good for the most part, but it got there in the end. But like the 80 carries, and maybe. Maybe it's not as much now that Betty's gone. Actually, I don't know. I think maybe you're right. Maybe it is top laners now. But
No,
like
I
last
mean
year it
like
was
at the
ADs.
start of the split, I was saying 80 carry because I thought Marble was better than
Maybe,
Evie.
yeah.
But like Evie's been playing better now, so I'm just thinking like maybe it is top laners because like at least the top 6 is really solid. I don't know if you want to include Evie in that, but because like Ejong, right? Like Kiaya, Rest,
Sure.
yeah, Florin. Like Florin's a rookie, he's playing really well. I think Florin
Yeah.
to me looks like maybe the best top laner right now as we speak.
Oh, I think his laning's been too rough. I think like his team fighting's been really good, but I think his laning's been a bit rough for me to go that far. But I don't know who would be the
But yeah,
best.
even
I
then,
think
like
Kratos.
I mean, you could
Actually, low key.
argue.
Yeah, you could
I
argue
just
for
think that
most
there's
of them.
like I think top laner
It's good.
like the weakest top laner is Momo, right? But then after that, like who's the weakest top laner? Is it like is Eddie still the weakest out of that?
I don't know. Eddie's been pretty
I
strong.
think, I would say Evie because he's only looked really giga on Cassante. I think his other champs have
Okay.
looked pretty mediocre, but his Cassante's looked crazy. So I think it would be Evie just by virtue of sort of the variety of what he's looked crazy at. So I think everyone else has shown multiple things.
Who do you think is the worst AD carry besides Kakun? Is it Marble?
might be
Marble's
Shunn,
had some good games. It might be
It might be
Shunn.
Shunn.
As much
might
as
be
it
I mean,
Shunn.
honestly, dude,
sucks.
if Shun is one of the worst AD carries, that's a pretty strong league in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who
Because I
else?
think Shun
I
has
think it
good
is.
moments.
He does, but it's been few and far between. I think this has been a bit of a digression.
I do think he
That's why
looked
I asked
worse
at
than
the
he
start.
was on FAK though. That I will say. I think on
Yeah.
FAK he was really strong.
Yeah,
Like
that's
competing
why
with like Fung. But
I
now I
don't.
feel
Yeah.
like he has so many like random int moments. Where he's just like out of place.
It has been like I mean like the scuttle crab. Sorry, the blast cone thing. It's like that is
Like
a
blast
mistake
comes
that
like
I've
multiple
never
people.
seen Shun make. Like I've never
Yeah.
seen him do something as like blatantly bad to call a spade as that was. And it's like it was so obvious to see as well. Like I was watching it. I'm watching him on the blast cone. I'm like, please do not hit it, and he hits it. I'm just like, oh fuck, man, we've lost. Like it's yeah. Anyway, big job. But like again, I don't think Shunn is terrible, but I do think
No.
he's probably, and Marbles maybe
I mean,
similar.
like ranking someone like 7th best AD carry in the league with a lot of good AD carries isn't really
Yeah.
like a bad thing.
Yeah, maybe
Like
19th
it doesn't
best
mean
in the
he's
world.
bad, you know. It just means he's like worse than the others.
He might be the 19th best in the world, mate.
I mean, we'll have to see as we head into the next week. But I mean, DCG versus CFO, right? I think I'm trying to ignore what's going on from my co-host.
Sorry.
We're professionals. We're professionals.
Yeah.
They're not Vestion.
Maybe not best. DCG versus CFO. I think already though might be a front runner for best series of the year. That was crazy.
I mean, so far, but there's so much year left, man.
Yeah, fair, but like,
bro,
but like, come on.
We're on month 1 of 9. Like,
no, I know,
yeah.
but it's crazy to even think that, given how that series was. But that was
I would be surprised
incredible.
if that ends up being the best game of the year. Like, there are always some heaters.
Yeah.
Especially when the level of teams gets better and better. Because
Yeah.
that was only good because both teams kept inting.
Yeah, it was kind of a shit show, but it was an exciting shit show.
It was, but it was like it wasn't really exciting because both teams were playing well. Let's put it that way. It was kind of the opposite, as both teams were refusing to play well, and so it got exciting. You know, like again, Doggo entered by flashing into the base of DCG, and Fung's like, "Fuck it, I can do the same," and Imp splashing into CFO's base. And it's like, okay, well, both AD carries have had their turn now, I suppose. And then it's like, there's a fight that CFO have won, and they keep chasing Fung, who ults and kills 3 people. It's like, well, like, come on, man. Like, at some, yeah. It's that game should have been over way earlier, which is why it extended. Which is why it's like, okay, it's going to be hard to say that's going to be the best game of the year because it was only so good because it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was like exciting game of the year.
Yeah, I think like you can look at last year, right? There was some games between like CFO and Talon, or like. Yeah, I'll just use CFO and Talon. That would go to like 40 minutes. But both teams are actually playing really well, which is why it's exciting.
Yeah.
You know, the fights are close. No one's making mechanical errors. It's just like some real peak performances that are making it exciting, which I find personally that those games are better than when it's just a clown fiesta of inting.
Did you find CFO versus GAM Game 5 exciting?
Last year?
Yeah, where it went for 30 minutes nothing happened.
I mean, it was boring, right? And like, I don't mind those games as a spectator, but because I was casting it, it's really hard because you're just filling a whole bunch of dead air. But like, I don't mind those games if I'm just watching League of Legends. Like it's chill. Like I enjoy them, and I think it was good. You know, like it was a real methodical. Like we have Mundo just slowly but surely getting gold. And like I think if any Mundo jungle could play a game like that you'd be fucking happy, right? Like a JunJia was just bit by bit taking a camp here, a camp there, and I find that interesting, right? Because it's sort of like instead of a battle of just let's brawl it out and see who wins, it's like just trying to get very small incremental wins until you're at sort of the end point where you can just pull the trigger. And that's so I do enjoy those, to answer your question in a very long way, but
maybe my experience is a little bit more I guess biased because I had your co-stream on in the background plus co-streaming it myself, and it was just like you mentioned, a clown fiesta. We had the music going and everything.
Yeah, the clown music.
That was a crazy one.
Yeah. It was ultimately bad. You know, like it was fun. It was very, very fun, but it was bad.
Yeah.
And like my thing is like, okay, I like the entertainment. Like as a fan of LoL esports, I enjoy the entertainment. But as a fan of the LCP and someone who wants to see the LCP do well, I don't like seeing games that are just complete mess, just complete slop. You know, like I want to see them playing well. Like CFO games ended up being last year. Like I enjoy those because like it gives me a lot of hope for the region. A game like that doesn't. When those are like, you know, arguably our 2 best teams. I don't think you can really call who the 2 best teams are, but you know, in the conversation of. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I agree.
We had GZ falling short to Garm. They looked strong, definitely in game 1, but kind of, I think we can agree, crumbled afterwards. And then obviously the Dead FM series as well. That was... I'm sorry, man. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
We got to work this out of your system. It's DFM.
The DFM
it's like
series.
Calling the wrong name for a player. You know, you got to get it right.
Okay, fine. The DFM series. That was a bit of a throw fest. I'm not going to lie. It was a bit of a shaky week overall. Yijang's looking consistent, I think. But heading into this next week, like we've been mentioning all show, it really is up in the air who can lock playoffs.
I mean, I don't think it was that shaky against DFM. Obviously, game 1 sucked, but like ultimately, the games 2 and 3
game
were
2 and 3 were super clean.
Yeah, sure,
they
but
were
like,
probably the cleanest games of any team almost. Those
Yeah.
two,
Yeah,
maybe
like,
maybe.
but we've
MVK
seen
I
these teams.
ejaculated during game 1, but like game 2 and 3, I was just pretty like, oh, it's just over. Like, I
Yeah.
could tell it's like over in the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
Just
and that's how
whatever.
game 1 looked like it should be, obviously, because
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they were
And I
still
stopped
up
watching
8K
game 1
gold.
partway through until Shunn Blastconed in. I was like, what?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lost? Like,
Yeah,
I
it's like all 3 of those games went how you'd want it to, except one game they threw. And then the next 2
Yeah.
games they came out. The early game was just as good, but this time we didn't like. And to be honest, part of it's got to be like Jimmy and clearly
over
doesn't
25-minute wins,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Like
it
game
was
2, 3, yeah,
absolute
it was like
snot.
25-minute wins. It was like super easy, super
Yeah.
clean. Like,
I
And
feel
the
like we've
series
seen a
against
lot of
Calm,
those
it's
same
like-
issues though with Ground Zero across their series.
Well, definitely not in games 2 and 3, right?
No, I mean like the game 1, right?
oh, you mean where they throw against other teams?
Yeah, it feels
I
like
actually
we've
think
seen
it's
that a fair
quite-
few times.
I think
I
I
think
don't
it's
think
every
that way,
team, man.
but
I think
yeah,
it's
I
every
feel like a
team,
lot
like-
of teams throw games. Like,
Again, our only win against DCG was them throwing 2 5K
Yeah.
gold leads in a row, and we win that game. And it's the same. Like DCG's win against CFO was CFO throwing a gold lead and DCG win. That's just what the league has been. Like DCG won against SHG because they threw a 9K gold lead. That's what this entire split has been. It's like this is not an issue that's unique to Ground Zero. This is a very clear issue with the league currently. That I don't know if it's got anything to do with like the new season or whatnot.
I think it's a global issue because I've been watching a lot of League of Legends. There's so many teams that just like randomly will throw a game, or like maybe not throw to lose, but they'll just like make a bad play and just like be down like 3,000 gold, like give away 3,000 gold for no reason, even though they're up like 10K. Then they have
Sure.
to reset, wait for Baron, and then they end the game. It's
Yeah.
usually what happens in like a lot of like LPL, LCK matches.
So yeah, to your point, Mercury, it is a problem with Ground Zero, but it's also like it's not unique to Ground Zero. Like this is just unfortunately what's happening, at least in the LCP. I haven't watched a whole lot of every other league. I mean, I've watched quite a bit of LEC, and it's been happening pretty consistently there. So
Oh yeah. Actually, LEC is the biggest culprit.
Yeah.
To some of those losses.
yeah, so I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's that's just what's happening in the league. Like a lot of our wins is coming off inting. A lot of our losses coming off inting. It's just like, well, I guess that's just what it is now, which is crazy because I thought the removal of Atakan would make that better, but apparently not.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, because a lot of throws from last year was just Otacon.
Mm-hmm.
No, that definitely seemed to be a staple last year. I think there's one team we haven't really talked too much about. And I think it's for good reason. I don't know how to rank MVK because I think they're probably gonna lock playoffs, but I think teams are starting to figure them out a little bit. But like,
are you hearing this fucking guy? He's supposed to be from Perth, where Ground Zero's from, bro. Are we fucking for real?
Hey, I am unbiased here, right? Bo's not here. I can be unbiased. All right. You're a Kiwi. You don't count.
You just so passionate that his team sucks and not making playoffs.
I look at MVK and I'm like, sometimes they look incredible, and then sometimes they just look like they lost to Hawks pretty.
What was the last
handedly.
game they looked incredible in? Is my question to you.
I would say, I mean, the Garm series, right? But that was
Just say
week 2,
week 1.
granted.
Just say was Garm week 2?
Yeah, Garm was week 2.
I think it was week 2, right?
Okay, it was the first series of week 2. Oh, this is the classic MVK. This is actually just classic MVK. They look really, really good at the start of the split, and then they just fall apart. Tell me I'm wrong, Kevin, mate.
No, you're not wrong. I just looked at the schedule. Dude, they beat DFM 2-0. Nice.
Yeah.
Then they beat GAM 2-1. Nice. Then they
done
lost to
anything.
CFO, DCG, and SoftBank. They are losing every series after. That
Is this
wild.
are they going to get figured out in time for playoffs though, do you think?
They've already been
figured out? Like, I don't think they had a plan, dude.
Yeah,
They pulled out. They had some good drafts against GAM, where they had like Tarek support and Illy support.
Well, they do have Team Sigma Wales. That might be a bit rough, actually.
They haven't done that like since, right? Like I don't think
Yeah.
they've ever pulled those picks out again.
They had the Nautilus jungle in one.
Yeah, that was a bit odd. That was very odd.
Nautilus
Was
jungle's
that against
fine.
CFO?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, whatever. But like,
Northern
yeah,
Jungle
they
was a
had
good champ. But, like, yeah, I don't know. This team is like, if they can't win through weird and wacky, they seem to not be able to win. Like, unless
yeah, but they
Kratos
also
just puts on
refused
a
to win through
1v9.
weird and wacky for some reason.
Yeah. Like, you remember, like, last year it was like Siu Long and his Pike. They like couldn't lose on it, and then they just decided we're not going to play it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they have to beat Team Secret Wales, and ultimately, even if they did beat Team Secret Wales, it still like comes down to beating Ground Zero. So I don't think they're going to qualify. I don't think again, they're just not that good outside of being unique, in my opinion. And so yeah, I just don't rate them that much. I think like when they stop being creative, which they already have, it's just over for them. You know.
Yeah. I think that they beat Gam by being creative and unique. They had some really good draft ideas, but I don't think they pulled out anything that crazy sense. Like, I mean, Nautilus Jungle, I've seen Senna 80, but it's like whatever, dude. Like they didn't. It's not like gonna win them games.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
think
gonna.
Sin sucks personally.
Yeah, I think so too. But like, I thought the Tarek was smart with Zyra. I thought putting Sion mid was also really smart, but like they never do anything like that since then. It's been like what three series now. Like, yeah. I mean, even though I have problem with like Ground Zero's like drafts, I do think that they will draft better standard than MVK will draft better standard, and MVK will probably not pull out anything weird.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, I guess. I
It's just
I think I
honestly
want
what I
to
said at the
ask.
very start of the split. It's just like they're
Yeah,
gonna look good and then they're gonna fall off. It's happened the
yeah,
whole of last year, and unfortunately, is continuing.
Yeah.
no, that's fair. Which I want to say, like, which team has surprised you guys the most, good or bad, so far
Oh,
this split?
SHG. I think it's SHG.
Is most of that Evie? Do you reckon?
No,
No.
I think it's Marble.
Van and Vista.
Oh yeah, Vista. I mean, Vista doesn't surprise me though, because he
Yeah, it's
was
Vista.
like 90% of the reason they got as far as they did in the PCS. You know.
Yeah, but then he
So like,
disappeared for 1 year, and usually players that disappear for 1 year don't look good when they come back.
I guess that's fair. I don't know. For me, it's
I'm
Marble.
sure it
why I was
disappeared for a
surprised.
few.
I mean, part of Marble looking good will be Vista, of course, but like, I think Marble's been performing a lot better than he did last year already. And like, he had some standout games last year, but like, he's just been really consistent so far, and so I'm like happy to see that.
How about you,
Yeah,
Kevin?
SHG is a good one. I'm trying to think if there's someone else besides SHG. No, I'd probably go with SHG. I mean, maybe DCG, like, looking clean for the most part. I like how they play. But besides that, yeah, I would go with SHG because I had no hope in Van. I watched him play in LGL. I don't know why they picked him up. Like, if you're gonna get Arya, you might as well give him like a star jungler or a good jungler. And I felt there's other junglers better than Van. Vista coming back is kind of also weird because like, why don't you just get a better Korean jungler or Korean support? But I mean, he looks good. I mean, I think the reason why they got those players is because they speak Japanese pretty well. So there's like no language issues.
That makes sense.
Even though the coaches are from Taiwan. I guess no, Mara's from
Korea.
Korea. So
Yeah, so they've just got 3 Koreans, Korean speaking coach,
yeah,
and then a Mandarin speaking coach.
yeah.
The token Mandarin guy.
They are
I
looking
think-
better.
They are looking at. They still do that. They still have the corgiisms though. Like some of their drafts look horrendous, and I think it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like that's unfortunately always been, in my opinion, Corgi's biggest weakness is like they kind of go into a lot of games with no identity, and it's just like stacked up against them from the get go.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's fair enough. I think for me, it's probably DCG. Like, I had them making playoffs. I had them contending for potential first stand, but I didn't have them, locking playoffs already. I thought it was definitely going to be Garm in that spot. But yeah, overall, I'm excited to see.
For being bad as Gam. I'm surprised at this.
Yeah. No, I think
true.
that's
I had
fair.
DCG third, so to me,
I
think I had them second.
First or whatever.
Didn't I have them second, Mercury?
I think so. Yeah, I think you had Garm, DCG, Team Secret Wales. I want to say is your top 3.
Yeah. So I mean, Garm have performed worse than I expected, but like, I'm not that surprised by DCG. and Team Zero. Again, it just comes down to the fact they've just kept the same roster pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, DCG literally have, and Team Zero Wales mostly. Where Taki and Beer, I think the only thing you're losing out on there is the social media presence. Like, unironically, it's like in terms of players, you know, it's like Eddie's played with him before, and he's just as good as Taki, in my opinion. So
yeah, BA is looking incredible, right? For someone who, I mean, he lost on Saigon Dino in the promo series to MVK.
With an asterisk though.
Yeah, asterisk.
I mean, the promotion, the tier 2 system was been so weird, dude. Because like, was it that Dino team had a 2-month break?
And lost their team on the as soon as they started going over there.
Yeah,
like they won 2 months ago, and then they lost players because of visas. They had to bring in a Korean AD carry.
Yeah, that was.
And then,
the whole
and they still took a game, by the way. Like, they still managed to take a game. So like, under the circumstances, I think they did pretty well.
No, it's good to see BA popping off. I think one thing I wanted to talk about as well, speaking of tier 2, was the LJL is starting up finally. I think the VCS and the PCS are on the way. I think it's the end of this month is when VCS starts, because there's qualifiers this weekend in I think Hanoi and qualifiers. There's some qualifiers in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, but the LJL have that like 15 team open qualifier or something like that.
Yeah. So the LJL has like a 15 team open qualifier, and I think top 7 make it into the next stage.
Okay.
Something like that.
Who's the other team next stage? DFM Academy?
No, so there's like 4 teams that have already qualified for LGL. And these are like other teams. So DFM, Funnel, Yang, and I think Feral Youth are the 4 teams that are already in LGL. So these are like the other teams that are like,
sure,
hey, if you want to make a team, apply, sign up, and compete.
I think I saw something from Funnel today about like they have like a massive like 10-year plan or something for the league.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Obviously, I'm not.
I did a video on it on my YouTube channel.
Oh, there we go.
Besides that, they talk about how they're having a 10-year plan to win Worlds, which I have never heard. This is the first time I've ever heard an org talk about a 10-year plan. So they're at 2030, they will go to, I think, LCP, and then 2035 they'll go to win Worlds, something like that, or is it? I think they go to Worlds at 2030, and then they win Worlds at 35.
Oh, wow.
Whatever. They talked about that. They talked about how they have a long-term vision, so they're not trying to win LCP or trying to win LGL and go to LCP right now, which I think is like, it makes sense because there's no
could be
Japanese
DFM
talent. Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, DFM is probably better than some of these teams. Like, the fact that you have a third Korean, like, is actually a huge boost.
Yeah.
And like, these teams can only get 2 Koreans, so that's already like a handicap.
It's so
just like no talent.
It's so sad that
because they didn't develop talent for like years, dude. Like LGL never developed talent.
And unironically, I think like OS, if like no imports allowed, I think OS beats Japan. But like
100%.
Because we had like a couple of imports over the years, like we had Tapoon and Daystar and a few others. But like,
but no offense, those imports aren't the same as like getting blank, for example, what Japan did.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a different level of import.
Exactly, and like I think like genuinely would be able to beat. Like honestly, I think given even half the amount of practice that like DFM have over the year, it'll be pretty easy to put together 5 Oceanic players, give them like some time over in Taipei for scrimming and stuff, and they'll be able to beat DFM. Like I don't think we could just chuck them in their raw dog and win. Like don't get me wrong, I don't think that's happening, but like. I just it's like Oceanic, like, and this will be the same for most regional leagues, don't get me wrong, but like there is some really good talent that like just don't have the opportunity to actually improve, and I imagine it's much the same as in LJL and at least it's so PCS and VCS. But
I mean, it was like LGL kind of followed a similar path to like LCS, where they just didn't give a fuck about tier 2, didn't really develop players, just imported as much as they could, waiting for Koreans to get like Japanese residents to get more imports. It's just basically like every team like basically had a Korean coach. Like Paz is like the only Japanese coach I can think of on like a top team. Everyone else is like Korean or foreign or whatever.
Well, Taiwan. Taiwanese.
Yeah, Taiwan. I guess is one Taiwan. So I guess Japan and Taiwan are just diversity hires and coaching staff on the
How has
Japanese team.
how has League been growing in Japan? Obviously, I don't really have that much of a, I guess, view into it all, but from what I've heard, it's somewhat on the rise.
I mean, there's the streamer community that's been popping off, like streamers playing League and competing against each other. Like a lot of streamers have been playing League, and that's been doing really well. In terms of competitive League, it has been getting better. The new LGL system where you can like actually have like other teams join in, so you're not just gatekept by some like shitty LGL GM, and they'll just hire their friends in tier 2 and just put them on there for like 3 years, so now you can't get a job. Like now you can just go find other people, make a team, compete, and like show yourself that you can at least, you know, you can at least show what you can do. Maybe you won't win, right? Because if you get 4 friends, you probably won't win against like an org. But at least you can like show that you are capable of doing something. Where you couldn't do that before because also Academy was like gate kept, and you couldn't like it had to be like a main like a tier 1 team having an Academy team, and they were just like yeah like besides nepotism and stuff like that. But now, like, yeah, there's a lot of new names. There's a lot of old names too, which I think is a good balance. Like, for example, there's a player called Alley Cat that's playing, and he's like 34 years old. He's been in the LGL
Nice.
for like years, but
That's
he's
very
playing with
Farky
like
pearled.
random other players, I think, that are rookies. I'm not too sure. Like, there's a lot of players that like this is one of the first times that I can look at the LGL and I don't know everyone. In the past, like if you watch for 2 3 years, you basically have seen the same names over and over again get recycled or role swap. But now there's like actually new players. Like there's a guy called K9 who's like 19 years old or something like that, 18, top lane rookie. He's looking okay. He's on Fennel, and they have the jungler role swapping to support. He's like 20 something, so like 21, 22. So there are talent. There's talent out there. It's just that there's now finally a way to actually develop and play and compete.
That's awesome. And obviously, TOR is coming back this year as well.
Yeah.
That you've had a bit of not a bit of a lot of a influence in. So we'll be able to help develop talent here in Oceania.
Yeah, yeah, bringing that back. Hopefully, make it bigger and better than ever. Obviously, I think this year trying to go for a sustainability route to be able to not just put off a one-off tournament, but actually do it somewhat consistently. And honestly, my plan coming into this year mostly was just to wait to see what Riot had in store. But considering we are now in February and haven't heard anything, I say, well, if I keep waiting, I'm gonna be in a retirement home and maybe have a heart attack and die. So it's like it's time that I'll try and put together something again. Because honestly, in the past, most of the things that I've put together have been pretty successful.
Yeah.
And the tour guys are much more talented than I am at aspects of like the making it look good and organized. And honestly, the parts that I'm useless at, they're like perfectly. They're insane at. So it's like it makes sense to me to work with them and yeah, hopefully put
I
together
really like
something
the
really cool.
tournaments you ran. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Like I think because like in Taiwan, right, we have tier. I guess technically it's tier 3, but we have
Mhm.
like random tournaments that people can sign up and play. And like you'll see like big like for example like BB still plays in those tournaments, and he's just like
Oh,
randomly there,
really?
and he'll just grab some like other people, and like being able to play like with a world champion is like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
huge. It's a lot. You gain experience.
Just
Yeah.
randomly getting
And
Michael
like
Jordan on
in
your
NA,
team.
right? When you retire, you're just gone. In like
Yeah.
PCS, if you retire, maybe you'll stick around, you'll join in a tournament or two. But I feel like for a rookie, like for example, Honkyu, like when he was like 14, 15, he was playing like some random shit tier tournament with like other veterans, is like just learning from them. So like, but before he even joined like LCP, he already had like 2 3 years of like experience. I mean, that's kind of the
Competitive of
same
some
with what
variety.
LCK does as well, right? Like you'll have like
Mhm.
tier 3, tier 4 teams that you've never heard of, and some random 14-year-old kid is just playing there after high school, and
Yeah.
then like he just becomes the next like Chovy. Maybe not
Yeah.
Chovy, but you get the point, right? Like like this kind of system is like important. That's why I like tournaments. Anyone can
Yeah.
just like participate. Like they're like, oh, I'll just take 2 weeks time off and just like participate and fuck around and see what happens. Win like
Yeah.
$100 or whatever for fun.
For me, it's like there's absolutely nothing here. So it's like I want to, and obviously working with the guys that behind Tour, is I want to make it like sustainable so we can keep doing it, but
Yeah,
make it so is a really polished, like beautiful looking product is what I want. Because again, because we have nothing, it's like there's a lot of streamers that will put on tournaments here in OS, right? Like people that just
oh yeah,
they're streaming, they'll put on a tournament for their community and whatnot, and X amount of people will sign up. and that's cool. Like obviously everything helps, but I want something that like the community can look towards and be like, holy shit, like this is with zero budget, we're able to do this, and then like hopefully grow
Yeah.
upon that and try and create a tournament, a competitive environment that fans can get behind and players can also be excited to be involved in. So that's the hope. I'm not very good at the aspects of it that they are very good at, so it's like, to me, it's just a perfect sort of way to combine our skill sets and hopefully bring something that is better than just a one-off tournament once a year, like, because everything helps, but like having something consistently is gonna do better for the region than just the one-offs.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, of course. I guess looking ahead to the final week of regular season, we've got a lot of games ahead of us. Thursday is Hawks versus Garm, and then DCG versus DFM. Sorry, I keep doing it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's just it's a force of. Friday we've got Team Secret Wales against MVK, and CFO versus Ground Zero to round out Friday. So that's gonna be quite exciting to see the both of you going at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we've already done that for this
oh
podcast.
yeah,
We've already had it.
Yeah, we got all of it out of the way now. We won't have to worry about it on stream until after the fact, of course. So Saturday we've got Garm versus DCG, followed by the Japan El Clasico of Hawks versus DFM, and then finally, I did that time. I caught myself. I got it. Baby steps.
Out of you.
Yeah. And then Sunday we've got CFO versus Team Secret Wales and GZ versus MVK. So, I mean, like we've been saying, most of these spots are super competitive and up for grabs. Outside of the DFM games, I don't really know that I can predict many of these.
No, I can't. I don't think anyone can. It's like there's no predicting it. There just isn't. Like nothing has made sense this entire split. The team that's supposed to win can be up 8k gold and then lose the game. It's like, oh fuck it, man. I give up. I give up predicting. I think it'll get easier as the year goes on, but like for now, I don't think many teams know what's going on with the patch. They don't know what's going on with their team. They don't know what's going on with the other team, and so it's just a whole like what is it, like a comedy of errors is what it's been essentially. And yeah, as you said, I mean, every single spot pretty much in the entire standings is up for grabs except 8th. Like, I think 8th is the only guaranteed spot, and then everything else is like, I don't know who's finishing where.
Yeah. I don't think the FM's winning a single series. Honestly, I don't think they're winning a single game from here on out.
Yeah, they got the.
But the other teams.
By the way, they would be the same record as the Chiefs. If they only win the one game,
no.
it'd be the same record as the Chiefs in Split 1. They're following
really?
a trajectory. Yeah, they won one game in Split 1.
Was it against DFM?
It was against DFM.
Oh.
Yeah, they beat DFM in one game. If
they
you
just
remember,
transferred the curse.
I can recount this entire game, by the way. Chiefs were won game 1, and they lost game 2 to Arya was playing the Vladimir into Aurora. Game 3, we had Mir on Kindred, and he hops in the whip, gets in the Lambo, straight the fuck down mid lane. Fuck.
Oh, was that the one?
Tower. Yeah, and then Arya just starts twerking on him on Yasuo. That was the game.
I remember that, dude. I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah. They should have won that game, and they lost, and then they
they should have won that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
because they'd already won a game in that series, and that was game 3, and then
they're winning it until they got into that Rift Herald and committed Sudoku.
Yeah.
Oh my. I'll have to go back and watch that now.
I can recount it. I can recount exactly what happened.
It's just singed into your mind.
It's like sometimes you just see funny shit, and your Kindred hops into like you're winning by like 4k gold, and your Kindred hops into a hero and it's like the game falls apart from there. It's similar to my AD carry on Varus walking up to a blast cone, hitting himself in the middle of 4 people. It's like these are just things you don't forget.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, a free win, and we've just gone and fucking yeeted it away, bro. Like. These games are being thrown away quicker than Jark can bowl the cricket ball. And by the way, he can bowl a cricket ball at like 150 kilometers an hour. You know what I mean? Like it is crazy. It is crazy how yeeted away these games are at times, and I can't forget them.
Well, Bo's saying he's got a GZ jersey with Kevin's name on it, ready to go. So I'm excited to see how this series ends up going overall. That's probably going to be the highlight of the weekend.
It says toilet paper.
It's too valuable. Give it to you have to give it to Ben afterwards.
Dude,
Huh?
fuck Ben.
Nothing.
Dude, this guy has so much CFO merch. I think he's a CFO hater.
Mm.
Fraud,
I've also got an
glory
Eddie
hunter,
flag, bro.
dude.
Yeah, no, we saw.
Bro,
He's got the suitcase.
The only
He's got
player merch I have of CFO is a guy you guys just fucking kicked.
Yeah. You got to answer
My
for that,
bad.
man.
Oh wait. Oh, Blue Panda's the Doggo one.
Yeah, no, he is Hong Q.
Was it Hunky? Oh, so both
Yeah.
of them were gone. Oh, great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
I have driver.
They're collector's items. You can't get them anymore.
True. My one's going to rank 10 in Korea.
Hey, I mean, like, stunks will go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's value
Who
in
knows?
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess before we close things out, there was a bit of yapping overall, but I think we got it out of the way for the rest of the week. Were there any other news, any other announcements or proclamations you wanted to declare here live on this broadcast before we go into it?
Me and Kevin are definitely going to have to be in a Discord call.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Friday games, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Like, as much fun as I have of just streaming me going over to his chat, because I find that shit fucking hilarious,
Yeah,
by the way. Like,
it's so good.
I find it so funny, just going in there and typing some absolute spastic stuff. But I think we're going to have to be in call. What do you reckon, Kevin? What do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll be in call.
You guys
We'll be
need a
in call,
mediating
we'll talk
force,
massive
is the
shit
question.
for the
An
2 games.
unbiased.
Win.
It's going to be... Bro, so stakes have never felt higher, even though the Sunday game has higher stakes. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going
well,
on?
I mean, it's just all for ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because whoever wins, we're just not going to let the other person down no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's like the rest of the year. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
like,
how the rest of it goes. This series is all that matters.
Yeah.
Like, last year's CFO being chief wasn't bragging rights, but here, I feel like...
Yeah,
the
it
team's a lot
definitely
closer.
wasn't, bro. If you came to me like, we beat the Chiefs, so we're like, awesome, man.
So did everyone.
Like,
But,
hey,
I mean, the level of competition is a lot closer.
it is,
Like, if
it
I
is.
was a DFN fan and we beat Chiefs, or DFN beat Chiefs, I would brag about it. Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
level's a lot closer. But now, I
Yeah.
feel like CFO and Ground Zero is actually, like, it's not like a Titan just, like, shitting on, like, nothing.
Yeah, of course I'm supporting Ground Zero, but like I don't know who's gonna win, to be honest. Like to
Yeah.
me, it just depends on who shows up on the day. Like I actually there's so much inting that it's like I don't know who's better. Like it's just again like who knows who's gonna run it down. Like is Jimmy gonna run it down? Is 2274 gonna run it down? Like fuck knows, man.
I mean,
Like,
co-op draft.
You'll just find out on the day.
Hopefully, CFO drafts well.
Yeah.
Pick, like, Bard or something.
I'll have to get
Yeah,
on
I
on
mean-
the phone to Chowie.
We'll see. We'll see. I think like somehow 2274's worst champ is Nico, which is a concern. Like that's like
I'll have to see.
Well,
Blue
okay.
Panda.
I mean, it's
that
kind
good
of
at
the
it
same with
either.
actually, like, Orca. I don't think.
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna say he hasn't been that good at it either.
Yeah,
So,
so,
so
hey,
it's like how is the most broken support both of our teams just aren't good at? Whatever, man.
He'll pick up the Zaheen and he'll make it work this time around. That's for
oh yeah,
sure.
please.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ground Zero-
I
Skywalker.
actually might work against 2274. That guy, he can't lane against normal supports. Imagine him trying to lane against something new.
Did you ever find out if that was a misclick or was that intentional?
Which one?
The Zaheen support pick.
Oh, I think it was intentional, but I don't know. I never asked. I just imagine it's intentional. Because like usually if it's not intentional, they like stop the draft and then find out that it's like, oh, it's not an error. You can't just remake the draft. Like that happened. Was it you guys? You guys just missed a ban.
Yeah,
And
Pung
then, like,
missed a ban.
Pause the draft. Pause the draft. And it's like, bro, it's not. No one's fault.
Yeah,
You guys missed a ban.
Yeah, we had to pause the draft because Poggyun didn't understand what we wanted to ban.
Oh.
I didn't
What
realize
was
it
it?
went down the line like that, did it? Like that
Yeah,
everyone
on
has. Oh,
tournament-
okay.
On tournament draft, it goes top, jungle, mid.
Oh, I see. I thought it was just the top lane banning it all. Oh.
Nah.
No, that's
Well, you
old,
know.
but now with the
It does that
tournament
in
realm-
like, yeah. It'll do that if you're playing like.
maybe it only doesn't on the right.
I think
Customs
regular
does it.
customs,
tournament
yeah.
realm is different. The
It's
way they do
no,
it.
no. It's regular customs, but if you do tournament draft.
Ah, got it. Got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he won't miss one on Friday. That's for sure, because they're gonna need it. I'm gonna put on my Aussie bias cap for that game for sure. We'll have to see how it goes though.
Surprise, shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that one coming. Everyone's a CFO hater, even though you guys were all CFO fans last year when CFO was in top 8.
Like, it doesn't matter who the fuck goes internationally. I'm going to support them
Yeah.
if they're from the LCP. I don't care, bro. I don't care who it is. Doesn't matter who it is, bro. MVK go there, bro. I've been
True.
shit
Okay.
talking them this whole split. I'm still supporting them.
I'll be saluting to SOFM every single time if they go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me, bro. International, it's like it's a different thing, you know.
Yeah.
In the LCP, bro, it's like I'll support the team I prefer, but like as soon as it's international, man, we're all one region, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like we're not going
I
to
agree.
become as good as the other,
Sure.
you know. We're not going to be as good as LCK if we just like can shit on the teams we don't like from our region. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we got to get behind them. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
who it is.
No, there's a lot on the horizon this weekend, and then obviously playoffs start next week. Best of 5s from here on out after that, and then obviously there's that break for Lunar New Year. But I think a little under a month exactly until we find out who will be going to Sao Paulo, and if Ben will have to pick up a flight. And I see that. I see the suitcase in the background. I see you prepared.
Yeah, I actually bought that in Korea. You know, I like had a different suitcase that I had for like 15 years, and then when I was in Korea, the girl I was staying with said I had to buy a new one. It's fucking bullshit. But then she bought it for me, so
Hey, there you go.
Windows.
You take the wins.
I told her I don't need a new one, but I don't know. She bought it on some website, and it came in like 40 minutes. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it was wild. I don't know how that shit worked, but it was good stuff.
I love it. But with all that said and done, I think we'll end off the podcast here for today, and then we'll see you on Thursday rather for the games.
Yep.
So stay tuned, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you then.